Hello everyone, Pallytime here, and welcome back to Pathfinder and the Wrath of the Righteous. Thank you guys for joining us today, not only on YouTube, but for those of you that made it here for our live play session on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I just want to say, for anyone that had to watch our gigantic demon battle in 360p, I apologize. YouTube seems to be having some issues with longer uploads on their back end, and it takes forever to process. And we unfortunately didn't see it and released it. So it's kind of half on us, but it also took like 24 hours for the damn thing to process anyway. And I wanted you to have the video. There were good intentions. We, over the last couple of episodes, fought off an entire demon army that was trying to take over the tavern. You could see some of the remnants of that battle still here in the square, as well as a demon on the other side. We could walk over there. And then in the last episode, we met up with the Thieflings, which is Woljif's little family, to help solve a crime. There was a betrayer in their midst, and we sniffed him out, you could say. One way or another. I let chat decide where we're going to go today, and we're going to be starting off this quest with an errand called No Better Time for a Banquet. Count Dayrin Arinde's servant begs for aid. The master and his house guests are locked inside of a mansion that is under attack by demons. Well, not to brag, but demons are becoming a little bit of a specialty for me and my party. And I think we're going to head over there. Prior to this episode starting, I talked to the bartender inside the tavern. And it turns out he sells a ton of concoctions, potions, as well as a bag of holding, which I picked up from my party, which means we can hold, I think, 100 more pounds of equipment. So, Arende's Party House. One of the richest and most distinguished citizens owns this house of endless revelry. The feasts held here have become legendary, and the toil of war seems to steer clear of this house until the demons came knocking right on its door. It's going to take quite some time to get over here. Never mind, just 2 hours, but we do have to travel quite a ways across this map to get over there. While we're doing this seems like as good a time as any. Thank you to everyone who hits the thumbs up button on this series on YouTube. It helps us out a ton with the algorithm, and I appreciate you doing that. Well, no combat along the way whatsoever. We arrive. Off in the distance, I can hear the hustle and bustle of a party happening. Oh, before I forget, I said I was going to give a pet to Ninio, and we're going to do just that. We found this. A pipe fox. And I thought, I don't know why, but I thought she should be the one to have it. So I believe we have 3 little critters. Oh, he like slithers around. That's so cool. We have 3 little critters joining us on the party. I can see the legs of someone passed out in the next room. Lives, gives the look to Hammond, and Hammond, slinks down into stealth. He's gonna check this out. Oh, that's a party guest. That's a party guest that's been taken down. And we see 2 demons inside of a room up ahead. Is this flat-footed round? Woljif's gonna run down the hallway as he hears a commotion in the next room. Set foot at the door. Ember's going to run into the next room and try to fire off a shot with her crossbow
or else.
at one of the dretches. These are the same demons that recently attacked our tavern. Hammond's going to walk up for 6 damage as the dretch tries to reciprocate, but is unable to connect with all 3 attacks. Liz is going to start running in to help out her buddy, but she moves kind of slow. Ninio making her way into the next room as well. Will be able to shoot off a shot with the crossbow that connects to the center of mass on the dretch on the right-hand side. Lan easily makes it into the next room. Fires off a shot of his own as well, except he cannot.
You crossed the wrong.
Oh, didn't quite have line of sight on that dretch on the right. The second dretch starting to take some swings at Hammond, and none of those connect either. Wait, are you telling me this door is locked, bro? Bro? Woljif, we're gonna have to have a talk one of these days, Woljif. Woljif, sometimes you do some weird ass shit, and I don't really know if you're thinking it through. I mean, this door's not barred. Ember with the lullaby puts one of the demons to sleep. Hammond goes all in, dealing massive damage to the one demon that is still standing. And now Liz walks up for her very first coup de grace. Never mind. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. And Liz walks up for her very first coup de grace. Yeah, that was worth the wait. That was worth the wait.
Quick!
Liz then takes like 3 steps forward and opens the door. I'm just saying, it wasn't that fucking hard. I didn't need to roll any dice to open the door. That's all. Just putting that out there. Let's see what we have up against the wall. A scroll of Touch of Gracelessness. Hey, Woljif, did someone cast that on you? That's weird, man. That's real strange. Well, it doesn't sound like the demons being here are stopping the party in any capacity.
My tail is restless.
Let's get Sela out of the way. Let's make sure we're in the correct formation for this as well. Which was something like this. We're actually going to change that. Something like this. We are going to have Hammond once again sneak up to the door. Oh, and it appears there's fucking table dancers. What a splendid occasion, Count. This is a Numerian elixir. This new Numerian elixir is quite something. Oh. Oh, they didn't waste any time. These demons are coming in.
Yet another obstacle.
Oh, remember to give the talking weapon to someone. Thank you. I did forget. I will get to that. What am I seeing here? Well, wasn't I looking for a bard? I believe I was. I believe I was looking for a bard. All right, combat is underway. We're going to pull out the crossbow on Woljif, and he's going to take a shot at the demon on the left-hand side. That shot does not connect, but that's okay. The wizard firing off a magic missile into one of the party patrons in the back, and that drunk noble is running in fear down the hall and then turning around and coming back. That's how you conquer your fear right there. It looks like the majority of these civilians are just in a pure state of panic as this fight is underway. Sela can't charge in because there's a fucking chair in the way. So she's gonna slowly make her way up to the front of, how do I say this? A sheer? This is a sheer?
Take you!
We fought these demons before. Those tridents look very, very familiar. It looks like one of the demons is going to be able to go now, and all of those attacks connect against one of our patrons. Lan has an eye for these kinds of things and saw a particular wizard fire off a spell, and Lan knows that anyone who shoots spells is a threat to our party. He's going to call on his inner power, use his key to fire off 3 shots at that wizard. However, the first one was more than enough, as their entrails are now spread across the center of this room. The 2 remaining shots that he can fire go off at the shear for some pretty respectable damage. Liz calls upon her demonic ancestry to show these demons a trick of her own. Unfortunately, it's going to catch one of the patrons, but he should be fine. She webs the entrance, hopefully locking them all in position. It does hit all demons that are in this room right now. Hammond runs up to the side of Sela, but still in stealth and not able to make it all the way up to the front. He is just going to stand by her side. A drunken noble makes their way out into the hallway to get to safety, as more patrons are scrambling around the back of the room. No damage done to Hammond, even though they were taking a few shots at him. Ember takes a few steps forward and then sings a lullaby for our little Dretch. Unfortunately, that will save is going to be enough, but just barely, for them to remain conscious and not fall victim to that lullaby. We have a courtesan actually moving into combat as a drunk noble scurries around the back of the room. Guys, just get to safety. Literally just back. Oh, God, the drunk. Oh, God, they're walking into it. That's not good. Then Neo's going to take a few steps up the wall of the room that we started at and cast Cone of Cold. Or Ray of Frost, excuse me. I'm not sure what happened. Fails to overcome their spell resistance. Because of their spell resistance. Well, let's see. Can we learn a little bit about their spell resistance? Could I do that? Did I just get unlucky? They only have 10 cold resistance. We've dealt fire damage to someone with that much resistance before. We've definitely done that. Woljif makes his way across to the other side of the room. And before he ends his turn, if I can, doesn't look like I can, I was going to swap out to my daggers. They have 15 spell resistance. Is that what happened? So it wasn't an elemental thing. It was just spell resistance. I see. Sela, finally with an opportunity to attack, decides not to hold the line.
The inheritor.
14 damage. Hey, they might be able to resist a little bit of frost, but a nice sword to the face is a little difficult to shrug off. The Dretch taking swings left and right at the party patrons as they go down. Lan then shoots off 2 shots at the bigger demon in the back, only one of them connecting for 6 damage. We are then going to see Liz. Hey, you put on a little weight over there, bud? And that demoralization was enough. Can Hammond get through the webs? We're about to find out. Oh, yeah, Hammond, that's right. That's right, my dude. He does manage to get to the other side of the room, but unfortunately is not able to attack as more of these civilians scurry to the back wall. Ooh. The demon, not bound by the roots, turns around to finish off one of the civilians that was stuck. And Ember takes a step forward to see if her lullaby will work on this demon. Unfortunately, it does not. Ninio is going to be next up for our friendly squad as these civilians continue to scurry around. Did the Bard actually move up into the room? I believe they did. Ninio is going to cast Magic Missile on the Dretch. It connects for 7 damage in total, a 3 and a 4. A drunk noble once again trying to run into combat. He may be thankful that those roots are there to stop him. Or he will die soon. One of those two things is about to happen.
Stab yours.
Woljif does take a shot with the crossbow to the back of the Abracandillo. It does connect for 7 damage, ending his turn. We see more crossbows being fired from the center of the room. It seems as though some of these civilians might actually be competent fighters. Sela, is she able to charge? She is! But she does get rooted as she approaches the demonic web. I wish I could skip their turns. I don't need to see them. I don't need to see them scurrying back and forth. You know what I mean? Well, I think that went well. Liz reaches her hand out and dispels the web, freeing that drunken civilian in the back. Can we check the bodies here? Anything of note? A blood vial? A bardish? That thing looks really good. We identified it. It's called Decimation. Whenever this +1 cold iron bardish confirms a critical hit, it deals an additional 1 damage to Constitution. Who can I talk to in here?
A success worthy of
A portrait of
praise.
Galfrey Mendiv, ruler of the kingdom and founder of all of the crusades Into the World Wound. Hey, I think I'm looking for you. Thank you, stranger. The girl does not look in the least bit scared. Her cheeks are flushed, and her blue eyes are glittering. For saving us from the demons, and for your timely entrance. I swear, I don't know who has enraged me more today, the demons or the oh-so-affable master of the house. I'm not going to say that I know her yet, because maybe she doesn't want to go back. I shouldn't play my hand too soon. You know what I'm saying? Tell me about yourself. You a bard? I'm a bard. What else? I only arrived in Canabras recently. I'm touring the whole of Mendev and far beyond its borders to perform for my devoted fans. Ember says, damn, I was kind of using a similar voice for both of them. Ember says, a bard! That's great. I love singing. Will you sing me a song? I don't think it's a good time to sing along Sweeping Epic, but I will gladly sing for you some other time. Well, what can you tell me about the master of the house? About the count? The girl's voice drops to a whisper. I've wanted to smash a jug over his head about 5 times today already. He just brings that feeling onto people. It's one of his many talents. Other than that, well, you've probably already heard about the Arende family. All I could say is that the Count's servants flee this place like rats from a sinking ship. No one ever stays here long, even though he pays them extravagantly. I even heard one servant complain that he always feels uneasy around the Count's home, like someone is watching him. Unseeing eyes staring at the back of his head. Even if his back is to the wall, even if he turns around. I don't know if I believe the tales, but I'm telling you what I've heard. Yeah, that's the word on the street too. The tiefling hunches his shoulders. This mansion is the tastiest morsel in the whole city, but all the thieves are afraid to even set foot in this street. Oh. Is that him? Oh, okay. He looks like a vampire. Can I just start with that? Can I just start? And he's named the Count? Are you deliberately talking as if I'm not here? Excellent. Like any polite host, I shall return the favor and act as if you're not here either. I'm gonna, like, looking over at him when he was talking, I'm gonna look back. You know, I'm a friend of Ike's. I think that's how you say his name. And I was told to come here and protect you. The young woman claps her hands together. Ike's is alive? And he made a brilliant new friend. It's a shame it had to happen now when the city is under siege by demons and those pig-headed inquisitors are pursuing us instead of doing something useful. Well, how did you end up here? Hullrun hounds found me and Wallflower, and they tried to capture us. I distracted them, then I lost them in the streets before charming my way into this party. Even if the Inquisitors saw where I went, they wouldn't have been allowed past the door. Ezel Egel. Did I say your name right? Ezel Egel? Thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs, my dude. I appreciate the support. Even if the Inquisitors saw where I went, they wouldn't be allowed past the door. Overrun holds no sway among certain members of aristocracy. So I picked a good place to lie low. That is, until the demons showed up. The girl shivers and wraps her arms around herself. Now that's more like it. So I have inadvertently been harboring a traitor wanted by the Canabras Inquisition. This day wasn't much of a waste after all. Do you know where the third of your group is? We're trying to find all of you. Wallflower? No idea. If he knows about the demon attack, he won't just hide away. He'll go out and try to help the people. If he doesn't know, well, you have no chance of finding him. He's a pretty skilled mage, but I doubt he'll be risking using his magic. He'll probably do something the Inquisitors won't expect. Pose as someone, disguise himself. He had a great selection of masquerade costumes in the temple. The girl becomes lost in thought for a moment. I know. I'll tie my Shah around your arm. Wallflower gave it to me. He'll spot it right away and know that you're a friend. If I were you, I'd look for him in the Canabras Market Square. I've already looked everywhere in the Market Square. Sorry, the notification is coming through dialogue time. Hey, don't even worry about it. If anyone's mad about you supporting the channel, they could fucking talk to me. And then I'll tell them to shut up. And then we'll just keep reading. Why did you decide to break into the Warstone and cast magic on it? You put your lives at risk. Your information could have been a trap by the demons. But it wasn't a demon trap, Aranka says forcefully. Then her voice softens as her expression turns pensive. You know, living next to the Wardstone and seeing the powerlessness of the Crusaders is very hard. We've been trying to defeat the demons for 100 years now, and we have nothing to show for it. I think that Queen Galfrey and the other leaders think that we can defeat evil if we line up our soldiers in perfect columns and then send them marching off into a stirring battle cry. We need just a few more soldiers, a little more discipline. But we've been marching for 100 years. And it's always one step forward and 2 steps back. And while the soldiers are marching, people like Hulrun are seizing power behind their backs. His fanaticism and cruelty were forged in the same furnace as the Crusaders' righteousness. We will never defeat the demons if we keep trying to march down the same path. We need to take a change. We need to change tact. To challenge our principles, trust our hearts and our friends. We're not moldering doctrines. We need to listen to an entity that is willing to help us. My friends and I listened, and we trusted, and we tried to change something. At least we tried, even though it didn't work out. Great idea! Marching in straight lines won't work, so let's go attack the demons in a merry band of hopers and dreamers, brimming with enthusiasm and doing just whatever we feel like. When the demons see us coming, they'll die of hysterics, and our victory will be complete. Naive children. That's what you are. But I admit your words stir something in my soul. I wouldn't put you in charge of a military campaign, but I'd be proud to fight alongside of you. Well, I don't think you have to worry about Hulrun anymore. You see, he killed some mongrels, and I didn't like that, so I killed him. It's a shame it ended that way for him. Hopefully his successor will keep the Inquisitors in check. Can you get somewhere safe on your own? It looks like the Inquisitors aren't burning down the door just yet, and they're not hiding under the bed, so I think I'm safe for now. I'll be fine on my own. I'll go to our temple, to Ike's. The Inquisitor must have searched there by now. They won't go back a second time. Okay. Well, I hope you make it there. Good luck. May Desna be with you, stranger. She seems nice enough. What about you, though?
Greetings, valiant stranger who has just burst into my life. I am the master of this house, Count Daron Kale, myriad mellifluous monikers Arunde. No need to introduce yourself. I find remembering insignificant details, such as the name of passing acquaintances, such a bore.
I wasn't that far off with the cadence in his voice. I wasn't that far off at all. That's kind of funny.
Wow. Bona fide blue bloods and unparalleled aristocracy. All this makes me itch to do something really crass. Ooh, like blow my nose on the curtains.
Lan, behave.
What are you waiting for, my squamous squire? The curtains in this room are velvet, but we have some excellent silk ones with gold thread elsewhere in the house. Take your pick. My soft furnishings are yours to do with as you wish. I'm quite sick of the place, truly. I shall either sell it or burn it to the ground and build a new mansion in its place.
I'm sure I've said this before, but I am dyslexic as fuck. And I'm really proud of how I've read a lot of the voices in this game so far. And it's been really fun to practice my voice acting, because that's something I've always done, you know, kind of casually, but I think it's really enjoyable. And it has helped me get more involved in the story and get more into character and make sure I'm really paying attention to the ins and outs of everything. But my God, it's also just so nice to just sit back and hear a story.
Now that we've finished with the niceties, tell me this. How did all those thrice-damned demons end up at my soiree?
Well, Canabras lies in ruins. Daskari killed Terindeliv and the Wardstone has been captured. And you're asking me why demons are at your party?
Canabras in ruins. Daskari. Well, well, well. And I was already lamenting the lack of excitement at my little banquet. Although it must have been tolerable enough if we didn't get notice of a great hulking demon attacking a dragon just outside the window.
Well, I mean, the music in here was pretty loud.
It seems as though Daskari's occasion was altogether more of a crush than mine, if you will pardon the pun.
The Count casts a look at the curtained window, and the light from the city fires flickering between the gaps of fabric. What should I know about you, Count, apart from the fact that you're highborn and very rich? Liz says as she looks around the room.
As a child, I had my very own pony, but I always dreamed of having a lamb. I was never allowed one. Sheep were seen as peasant animals, utterly unsuitable for the scion of a noble line. The trauma haunts me to this day. I think of it every time I have roast lamb for dinner.
The trauma of not having a lamb haunts him?
I'm sorry that happened to you. Such a sad story.
Ember, it's not a sad story. Ember, it's not a sad story.
I had not even the slightest intention of upsetting such a lovely child.
Hey, thank you for that. She's with me. I take good care of her.
I'm not lovely. Some people have even called me a scarecrow before.
Who said that? I'll send Woljif after him right fucking now.
That's patently absurd. Why, you can't possibly be a scarecrow with a crow following you around.
I wish we could actually see the crow following her around, honestly. I'm kind of sad we can't. I thought it was going to be another combat companion that we could use.
I'm sorry if I failed to sate your curiosity. I loathe talking about myself to people I don't know, even more to those I do know. The only thing worth knowing, aside from the fact that I am highborn and filthy rich, is that I dislike Puritans and demons in equal measure. well, perhaps demons a tad more.
Number 4. I don't like you. Die. Really? You don't seem very concerned about the city's fate.
I have no friends here whose untimely demise I would care to mourn. The only alarming thing is how easily all this happened. I don't care for the thought that demons could come calling at my door at any moment. And just think, everyone had so much faith in the ward stones gifted by Iomede's herald, and in the might of our tamed dragon. As if there had been no Dresden or a dozen other routes where the demons overcame every defense.
The Count falls silent and rubs his brow, looking fatigued. I'm not going to say I expect gratitude for saving you. Well, my dude, if you're not safe here, you can go to the Defender's Heart. We've been hanging out there. It was kind of already attacked by demons once, but everybody's been telling me, you know, it's probably not going to be attacked again anytime soon.
I thank you for the invitation, but I am not quite as desperate as I may seem. At times, it is better to be surrounded by the repugnant mugs of demons than the sour and dour physiognomies of Iomede's righteous paladins.
I like paladins.
What about my physiognomy? Sour enough for his lordship? Don't worry, another few minutes with the dazzling Count here, and it'll sour like week-old milk.
My voice for Sela is so different. Sela raises her sword with a flourish and uses its smooth surface as a mirror. She was looking at her reflection while she said all of that.
What's this? An attractive paladin with a sense of humor? You're a veritable walking scandal. Either way, my mansion is now safe. I have a pair of half-decent guards. I just need to drag them out of the storeroom and bring them to their senses.
Oh no, they're dead.
I ordered them to drink a love potion, you see? For reasons which seemed extremely witty at the time and in the state of inebriation I then found myself in. They can guard the house while the valorous paladins beat back the demon assault. They will beat them back, yes?
Are you sure? Because I think we came in at the storerooms and they were dead as fuck.
As regards myself, I feel like stretching my legs. I know rudimentary divine spells, I am no friend to demons, and I elevate any society that I deign to grace with my presence. I shall accompany you, only for a short time, of course. I have no desire to remain at the vanguard for a protracted period. What say you, my ephemeral but highly diverting acquaintance? After all, Lord Descari spoiled my party. I now burn with the desire to spoil his.
Chat, quick question. If I invite him to my party, we don't have to bring him on every mission, right? I kind of told Camellia to fuck off because I was sick of her talking about how rich she was and how everyone else is a peasant. I have a feeling this guy's going to do the same thing. But sure, you can come with us, man. Go ahead.
Capital. Good acquaintances that begin and end at just the right moment often leave the most pleasant memories. Wouldn't you say?
Good acquaintances that begin and end at just the right moment often leave the most pleasant memories. Yeah? Yeah? That's a weird way of thinking about relationships, I guess. You can stay here, though. Man, we are picking up the riffraff. I like how so many people are just like, hey, can we go with you? You seem fun. Oh. Can we make it back to the tavern in one piece? Or should we look around the market square? Maybe we should take a look around the market square. We already did that, right? Oh, was there anything back here? There's a mobility check in the back corner.
The mongrel did it.
Lane was able to make it over the wall. This looks like another door. And down in front is an adventurer who seems to have made an untimely death. a scimitar in here, as well as a ring worth 25 gold, 50 gold on his person. What if the person we're looking for was the fucking necromancer that we slaughtered or something? She said he was well disguised. That's true. Hey, Canaverous Crusader! Are you actually a crusader? The eyes of a young lad appear at you from under this massive helmet. At this proximity, it is obvious, not oblivious, that his armor is ill-fitting and mismatched. And his helmet, specifically, is either very poorly made or a theater prop. Well, where did she tie that thing around me? Was it like right here? Hello? Who are you? Pardon me. I saw you with a Shaw. Does that mean you were a friend of Aranka's? What am I saying? Of course it does. So... Oh. Shit. Inquisitor, the young man's speech is interrupted by the arrival of a new cast of characters. People in the robes of Iomede's Inquisitors appear from all sides and surround him. I get to use my paladin voice. Adept Thrall of the Temple of Desna, you are under arrest on suspicion of treason and aiding the demons. You have 1 minute to come quietly. Drag your feet, and we'll count that as an attempt to resist justice. Also, well met. Well met. Well met. The light abandoned snowman. Well met. The youth's eyes go wide as he says nothing, clearly not knowing what to do. Lawful. Arresting and interrogating this man is your right, but treat him fairly. Fuck that. Fuck that. The demons are running amok all over Canabras. Now is not the time for settling scores. On the contrary, now is the perfect time to catch the demons' accomplices while they're overconfident and letting their masks slip. Fuck. I wonder how Sela's gonna feel about this. Your paranoia has poisoned your minds. I have had enough of this. It's chaotic action. We are following orders and acting for the good of the city. This troublemaker must be arrested.
Did we find trouble? No, they did.
Ooh, big hit. Oh, shit. Well, Sela held the line. What if I just charge into this guy? Or is it not far enough? She would get 2 attacks of opportunity if I went that way. Well. Inquisitors are known for treating their prisoners fairly. Why do I get a sense of sarcasm in what you just said?
Without
11 damage being done to the front Inquisitor. Lan is once again gonna call on his key points and fire off a shot at the Inquisitor in the back. 3 shots. Will they land true? 6 damage. 13 damage. 9 damage to the one in the back, and the Inquisitor still stays on his feet. Only half of his health missing from that barrage. Do I want to use Stone Call? What if we use Color Spray? I like that idea. Ninio moves up to the side of the Inquisitors. As they watch her moving past our party, she then lets out a beam of blinding light from her hands. And it looks like they all look directly into it. That'll hurt their chances at attacking us quite a lot. Hammond moves up to the Inquisitor that's already weakened in the back and takes a swing at him, but unfortunately it does not connect. Liz calls forth one of her friends from the forest to attack her adversaries. The Might is summoned into the back line. Then we see Wooldriff. put his crossbow on his back and pull out 2 daggers from his sides
Distract them for me.
as he moves up to get ready for a sneak attack next turn. Ember sings a lullaby to the Inquisitor in the back, and he immediately loses consciousness and collapses onto the ground. Uh-oh. Can you guys not see too good?
The light.
Sela takes a swing at the Inquisitor in front of her, but no attack lands. Land starts to fire off shots at the second Inquisitor, not the one that's currently on the ground. It appears the blinding light has ended, and we are going to actually just see Nenio cast a nice easy cantrip on these guys with the Ray of Frost, dealing 3 damage. Hammond takes a swing at the Inquisitor standing up in the back. He's going to be able to swipe 3 times this turn. The first is going to miss. The second misses as well. And for the first time that I can recall in recent memory, Hammond was not successful on his turn. Divine Zap being used on the one in the back as well for 1 damage from Liz. And now Woljif pulls out his daggers.
Cover me, all right?
And takes 2 swings. For 30 damage? Did I just do the math right? Woljif with the sneak attack showing off. As a familiar lullaby begins to resonate in the air again, the Inquisitor hears the sound, but snaps himself out of it before it overtakes him. The Inquisitor now moving towards Hammond rolls a fucking 1 because he's a piece of shit. Sela moves up for 11 damage as she gets by the shield. Lan with 2 shots, the first missing, the second for 10 damage. And now everyone backs up and gives Hammond a little bit of room as he goes in for the coup de grace and eats this guy for dinner. I like narrating fights so much. That's so fucking fun. Hey, bud, you okay? Young man glances at the bodies of the Inquisitor and turns around. Oh, Desna. Why is doing the right thing? Must we often be forced to spill blood where it's not necessary? Can this really be the price of the true path of freedom? Anyway, thank you. I would have been done without you. Done for without you. I'm sorry it had to end this way too. Those motherfuckers came out of nowhere. I got a little confused about what was right and what wasn't. Our stunt with the Wardstone, I mean, it's my burden to bear. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go to the Temple of Desna. I want to be alone with the goddess and reflect on all that has happened. Okay, bye. Take care. These Inquisitors have anything worth taking on them? Some potions on their bodies. Swords worth 200 gold each. You'd love to see it. It looks like that's going to be the biggest thing of value. Oh, by the way, I don't think I actually said this in the video, but I did equip Sela with a +1 shield at the start of my play session today. We bought this from the vendor. It's a heavy shield +1. And speaking of equipment, here we go, the drop down. Finian is going to turn into a dagger. And that dagger is going to find its way directly into the hands of Woljif. Seeing as how that was Woljif's favorite store, that it only seems right that he would get the talking dagger. And with that, let's make our way over to the Temple of Desna, located at the... Whoa, fuck! Is that a goddamn zombie horse? Is that a goddamn zombie horse? It's a goddamn plagued horse! Kill it!
Make every strike count.
Kill it dead! Ford reduced... Oh, God, it's another one. Don't bite me! Don't bite me! Woljif goes up.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
First attack with the new dagger doesn't land, but that sneak attack was more They're capable on the second swing. Sela takes a big hit, but it looks like she resisted some kind of disease before that happened. We're going to see Ember fire off a shot with her crossbow. It does not land. Nenio with a shot of Ray of Frost. It does not land. Liz is going to... Can you not make it? Liz ain't going to do shit. And Hammond's going to take 3 swings. And hopefully that explosion doesn't kill him.
To pause. Together,
Sela just starts to wipe off this green gunk off of her armor. And then casts Lay on Hands on herself. We've pushed through the now ghoul-infested streets and made our way back to the Temple of Desna. Inside should be the party that we've been helping reunite. We've never been in here before. Hey guys. How's it going, Ikes? Ikes, Aranka, and Thal sit side by side. Like sparrows on a tree branch, they seem happy, despite the chaos going on around them. If it isn't our rescuer, it's good you have come. Sit with us. Attack! I'm pleased to see that you're all fine, but there's still much work to be done in the city. This is true. But can we give you a gift before you go? We wouldn't give this to anyone apart from the person who bravely defended us from injustice. The injustice afflicted by these people who should be pillars of law in our city. Our gift, Aranka cuts in, is a song. Well, great. That's what... Well, let me just pay for my fucking dinner with a song. We call it the Starward Gaze. And it's come to us from the true servants of Desna, from her domain in Elysium. This song can gift a soul with renewed vitality. Just listen, and the girl begins to sing the melody. Do I get a gift? Can I swap my song for something else, say cash or even a snack of some kind? Pay no attention to Woljif's chatter. The girl continues to sing. Sing the song after Aranka. Oh. You repeat the melody, feeling it coming from somewhere within your heart. And then... What is that? Oh, God! This is one of those legendary path things. When the music stops, Liz finds herself in a place that looks nothing like the ruins of Canabras. It all happens in the space of a blink of an eye. She closes her eyes in one world and reopens them in another one entirely. A delicate twilight envelops this new world with streaks of moonlight breaking through the gloom. Liz is standing in a shallow stream of murmuring water deep in a forest. There is no one else around. Garlands of unfamiliar, climbing plants twine around the trunks of gigantic trees, and dangling from their branches are vines woven into what look remarkably like swings. A carpet of fragrant grasses spreads out from the tree's roots, with islands of phosphorescent moss and lichen dotted here and there. Small, smooth stones with a strange mirrored surface are scattered across the stream bed in which Liz is standing. The stones catch the light shining down from the heavens, making them gleam silver and making the ordinary little brook look like a stream of darkness, carrying a sprinkling of stars throughout the night. Liz is sure that she has never been to this place before, and yet it all feels so familiar. It is the manifestation not of dreams or fantasies, but of a special way of looking at the world that only children possess. Crow, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. This sounds like an amazing sight for a druid to see. And the phosphorescent moss kind of reminds me of those like bioluminescent algae that you see in the ocean sometimes. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but it literally looks like stars in the water. That's kind of what I'm picturing with this. Unhurriedly, Liz is going to make her way along the stream bed, taking in all of her surroundings. The whimsically twisting stream runs through the silent forest, and Liz unhurriedly strolls along it. This place evokes a strange feeling of not calm, no. In fact, quite the opposite. A feeling of restlessness, an anticipation of incredible discoveries or unexpected encounters. Or then again, perhaps it's not the place at all, but the eternal hunger, the craving for new experiences which dwells within many mortal hearts. Speculation aside, just as Liz rounds the next bend, an unexpected encounter does indeed take place. They come closer, not attempting to hide. Stepping lightly on the mossy carpet, leaping from branch to branch, and flitting through the air. The creatures are thoroughly bizarre, as they were deliberately conceived to try the sanity of every taxonomist on the planet. I don't know what that word means. One has the fluttering wings of a butterfly on its back. Another has the tail of a dozen different animals, while the third boasts tresses of streaming water, hooves instead of feet, and springy clover growing all over her skin. "We have visitors!" exclaims one of the strange creatures. Oh, did I not read all of it before? Fuck, I'm sorry. And it immediately runs along the stream, sending up moonlight, silvered splashes on every step. I apologize, I totally missed it. I'm sorry. These sound like fey creatures to me. This sounds like literally what my class is all about. Where am I? Don't you know where you are? Asked the creature in amazement. There are plains of breathtaking beauty and plains of astonishing wonders, but only Elysium is woven from the craving for beauty, from the belief in wonders. That is where you are, in the most peaceful, most wonderful corner of the plain of boundless freedom. Who are you? Don't you know who we are? Asked the creature in amazement. The plains of breathtaking beauty and the plains of astonishment, wonders only in We are Azatus, the children of freedom, says one of the creatures, carelessly swinging from the branches of a tree. This forest is our home for today. Tomorrow our home could be a lake 100 leagues to the south, or an underground cave in the azure ocean, or a castle of clouds that scatter into the dawn's breeze. How did I get here? We don't know how you came to be here, says the creature with a dozen tails, smiling. Mortals rarely come to Elysium during their lifetime. But here you are, which means that something must have brought you here. Something in your soul. Your soul did not harbor even the slightest spark of freedom, yearning, and compassion. You never would have found your way here. Now that you know the answers, tell us, what do you want? Liz ponders for a moment. I wish I could stay here forever. The creature with the butterfly wings, who has hitherto remained silent, gives the visitor a serious look and nods to itself. I smell the burning blood and tears of the place you have come from. It clings to you. Your soul yearns for beauty and freedom. That is good. But the souls meant for Elysium would never turn their back on the suffering and strife. You must return to where you came from for now at least. Or would you like to take something with you from this place as a memento? The question hangs in the air, as though the words that Liz utters next are merely words. Not a spell, nor a military command. They seem to have equal bearing on the destiny of life. Yeah, I want a memento. The Azadas draw closer. Take this memory with you. Take this light. Take the knowledge that any pebble struck by a moonbeam can be equal to any star. Take the understanding that you cannot fight evil with clever plans until you have conquered evil with your soul, and your soul cannot be cleansed of evil if it is not free. Take our song. Remember it, and it may help you, but only when you are true to that which brings you beneath this sky. Liz slowly snaps back to reality. All three adepts look at you wide-eyed. What just happened? For a second, you were surrounded by light. And we heard music, like the music of Elysium itself. I had a vision, and there was a guy with 9 fucking tails, and it was the sweetest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. The adepts exchange looks of astonishment. I swear it's a sign that Desna herself has turned its gaze on you. You helped us and protected Wallflower from the Inquisitors, even though it wasn't your responsibility. The goddess couldn't fail to acknowledge such a noble soul. We might be getting ahead of ourselves here. There are many powerful entities in Elysium besides Desna, but of course, there must be a reason for it. I'm so glad we met you, friend. And not just because I'd be being tortured by Inquisitors right now if we hadn't, but also because you helped me overcome my doubts. We will always remember you, no matter what. Wow. That was cool. That was really cool. It was like a druid dream, dude. I usually struggle to picture stuff in my mind, but I could see that so vividly. And I bet that's right up Liz's alley. I bet that was incredible for her to witness. That's so cool. I wasn't expecting to find that when I got in here, let me tell you. The altar of Desna, goddess of luck, patron deity of travelers and dreamers, dude. That literally sounds like what we're going for. This might be our thing. I may have found it. All of the other mythic pasts were just like, yeah, whatever. Oh, I'm real mad. Let's call on the demon. That sounded sweet. I'm really fucking excited. I'm going to try to gather my party, head down to the exit, and hopefully make my way back to the Defender's Heart, or whatever that tavern's called. And we'll rest up we'll put up our boots for at least a little while. Ooh, I missed a lot of loot. Well, I'm going to call that a successful adventure.
Carry me.
As we make it back to the tavern, I see where my new friend sits. We're going to lay our head down to rest, get our spells back for the day, and be ready to set out on another adventure tomorrow. For those of you watching on YouTube, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button. It helps us out a ton here on YouTube. And if you're watching live on Twitch, I appreciate you. We're recording new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Feel free to stop by. And that's going to do it for today. Take care. Goodbye.